니슈서고 바데 지네레스로와 지네스디가라당 아주 덴사이나 로직이 좁아차대요래 빼 이게 전부 시부지래 쇼로직이 누스로는 되니 또 도비야 가버렸어
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. So, the next one is about the meditation concentrations or the samadhi. Hello? Is it okay? So, in general, in monastic universities, in a big monastic university, they have to debate or dialectic. We say dialectic. The debate is called dialectics. So for 1 year, about shine or samadhi, or the meditation concentrations, about one year. So to discuss within one verse is very difficult to describe all the things. So.
근데 니가라다 담보 자베 퍼진도 거랑 그림 땐다데 이겐데 좋더니 숭구여서와 송 웬마데 코로와라 메아종데 송이도 벨 타와데 단지 머리 방아랑서 두포 땡인데 단지 머리 버스인데 다 머리 번조단라다 마다 요르데 다 단다 송이도 벨 타웨 미딘초 송이도 벨 타웨 무슨 너가야 머리 바데 덴징이 머리 바 덴버좀 덴징이 머리 바데 따테레 팀메아조알라 송이도 고래 송이도 발라 셈 간중 만중지 또트비야 요마레 셈 템보 아니 다 지네타비 데니 셈 지기 마도 송이도 벨 타와데 셈 양아 잉이지 또트고 마레 디용알라 지네투 고래 지네투 발라 준디메나 지네투 타비야 마레 준디 깨침부 잡아래 준디용알라 미스 셈 첨부 고래 자기 가래 라바이나 아니 달라토롱 신인 더블 따제 네베 이치 고래 된다베 네베 즈심디 용알라 가래 고래 뭐네 술임 룽아기 술임데 야버지 숭 고래 숭투바지 고래 룽아기 술임 송알라 아니 소남사 고래 소남사 발라 최단 사생이 짐바 미지비 짐발서베 집에 퍼진라로 고래 또 신디가라 그거지 림베잖니 또 쓰네 그거에 되긴 차대요 뺀내 좀 버리스
So now to avoid or to overcome from the ignorance, just like ignorance, there's a different way to describe ignorance. In general, there's a different kind of way to describe ignorance. So over here, ignorance means to directly opposite toward the wisdom. So wisdom is the directly antidote to the ignorance. So the wisdom is just like we need to cultivate insight from the just like through practicing of wisdom, just like emptiness. We cultivate the wisdom. The path, the mind we seeing emptiness is known as the wisdom. So to have wisdom, we necessary to have the meditation concentration. So without meditation concentration, we cannot have proper wisdoms. Just like when we practicing emptiness, if you don't have a meditation concentration or samadhi, it will never bring a proper understanding of emptiness towards you. So that need to have a samadhi or meditation concentration to you. To have samadhi or meditation concentration, we need to have sundu or joyful effort. So over here talking about the why joyful, the sixth perfection, how they put in this one by one. So to have joyful effort, we need to have patience. So to give, if you have joyful, joyous effort or enthusiasm towards doing actions or whatever, just like some people say very bad things about doing that, you are practicing whatever. Many people say bad things, whatever. So on that time you need to have patience about what they are talking about. And to have patience, you need certain moralities or ethics. So then for ethics you need to have chimba or generosity or giving. So just like generosity or giving, you comes from giving things towards others and so on. So these are the Buddhist steps in the 6 perfections.
되길 더부 다르게 나라 아마 라바다 치마 타와 레세 송도와 타라기 전에.
So in Tapul Hache, ornaments of liberations, I don't know. So in that text talk about that previous one is subtle than the later one. So that generosity is subtle than the morality. Morality is generosity was grosser than the morality. Morality is subtle than the generosity. Then like that becomes later it becomes subtle, more subtler.
어다 근데 내가다 이네 말아서 균도 범게라 가보여래. 그래서 겨울무제 숨고도 이네 페리트에서 이제네 샘내고도 쉬고 개청버려서 숨도와. 오늘에 샘내고도 두발라 아니 가르쳐 버렸다. 인지미지 진고 죄다 마시나 진고지 개발 마시나 아니 이네 생인데 딱 오늘 용해 매비서 저 곰세인데 용해 매. 딱 곰들라 개발 망보였다. 안데 이체 거래. 조금다 제곰 샤곰스데 곰라지 망보여래. 대나니 제곰 온도 마송아 조금 용해 가버리. 제곰 용하라 아니 진고지 개발 셰고래. 진화다 고베 개발시. 진고 제당기 개발시. 이 뱀미서 내 전벌이. 어다 디올 진고 셰발라 가르고 그래. 아니 양디 구도아. 가르사 단다 시진당 아니 젬바 디주기 시진기 자라지 젬바 같으나 섬데 뚱도가 시다 아니 배 미제바 아니 배 템보지니 대고야 어떻지죠 샘기 개발 디주 개발도 마시나 저 곰생이 미좀 대참기 곰간 로미등이 저래스 니 단다본다 버레스
in Delhi or in general we are like to meditate. We wish to meditate and so on. So also in a previous time when the Lama is here, he also talked about describing about the meditation concentrations through the diagrams. There's a 9th stage of mental. It's called the stage 9th stage of sitting the mind. So you can see there's one diagrams, right? So also talk about the Lama told the Geshe that you talk about this samadhi or meditation concentration through the 9 stages of path through diagrams and so on. So in general, Gom or the meditations it's divided into 2 categories. Just like in 2 or 3 categories. Just like one is called analytical meditations, and second is called placement meditations, and third is called Shargum. So reviews, meditation reviews or whatever. So to have a proper analytical meditations, we need to have a pleasant meditations. To have pleasant meditation, we necessary to know the mental laxity or dullness, and also the mental excitement or agitations. To know properly that we need to have mental alertness or introspections, and also the mindfulness. So mindfulness and introspection or mental alertness, analyzing on our minds when we have just like mental dullness or the excitements. They are analyzing on this too.
어다 양 곰들라 가서 거래 시바 거는 데다 신남 곰다는 진남들도 두수 곰다 말아야 두수 개발해 요래 니젤라 소바텐데 엔베 탑기차 장주기 샘트즈이나 엔베 샘데 엔이 니제 ngolon 좋아시고 거래 좋아시 니지 미남 짱네 엔이 스랑기 샘데 니제 ngolon 좋아시나 데 군다는 버치게 빼서 야부 쉬우승요래 짠돈도지 메사나 차데 메ngor 로나진지네 랑 샘데 니지 공연들가 니지 미남 캔데 랑 샘데 니지 ngor 좋토와지 두스진 곰나 ini shenam gomya sedere tonam sidda ta songi to bel tawadan ta mida padan ta tende gombe ina ini jidan yudchine gomne wada dus chere kote su kebar she kore.
So also there's two kind of meditations. Meditation on objective and meditation of subjective. So just like meditations on, like subjective is like a bodhicittas and so on. Meditation on subjective, they are just like cultivating mind itself. Just like so over here, just like subjective, just like the subject, like mental and so on. We are cultivating the minds and so on. So over here, the Gungtang, they have given examples like irons, big irons. When we put on the fire, then they turn into the red colors and so on. It's also automatically become the red color of like a fire. Itself become a fire. Like that, our mind should be cultivated. Just like when we are doing the subjective meditations, we have to bring our mind self into itself. Just like when you're doing bodhicitta, then you have to visualize what steps to do, and you have to mind itself become bodhicitta. And another thing is objective meditations. Like a emptiness or impermanence and so on, called the objective meditations.
어쨌든 배 미스가 윤도 당아서 미트베가 말이 삼다나 제산의 시나 어쨌든 개발이 어려요.
So this also we can capable to do. So just like when you do, we have to think about these kinds of things, meditation types and so on.
어때 딘디 인도가라다 지네 영화 잡아라 지네게 속다 지네게 규 마소나 대구고 가래 되면은 즉 덴지간데 민숨 대삼기 펜도 연구가 말했어. 주 요래 때도 배시고도 배게 전부래.
So if you do the practice of samadhi or meditation concentrations, we have to know the cause or the prerequisites. Right? Yeah, requisites for there's a kind of six kinds of types, 6 issues, 6 kind of prerequisites and so on.
디니 람림 남돌라장 코란 티디가라지 차산지 라비 아니 그산 로전 뜨디만 티디가라 니 차산지 라비 지전에 계속 하고 있기를
so
내가 참 모르겠어.
This the topic about these topics we already talk during the teachings when he do the liberation on your part, what?
Palm of your hand.
The palm of your hand, and also talk in another. He also talk this about this kind of things before, so some might you also know about this one.
어다 디니들라다 지니생데 문에게 전부 자고 샘라도 지war네 봐. 다 샘메니 베 랑 샘데 뇨모베 영화도 마셔봐. 뇨모 zubral에 들위 샘 빠페부지래 지니세고 그러마도 지 지니생디 가서 그래. 샘 템보지르다 간지 샘 하장 샘 템보 and 샘 살차 연대된 샘 템보지라 지니세고 와락 빠잖아.
So when we wish to have a calm mind, right? So a peace mind and so on. Just like it's necessary to have the meditation, concentration, or samadhi is necessary to have. So over here, samadhi means you didn't put your minds in power of ignorance or the afflictive emotion. If you give your minds towards their hand, they will bring you worse, right? Bad habits and so on. So it's over here means that your mental concentrations in a just like maintaining focus on the any kinds of object without any disturbance, and also the mind itself is very clear and so on.
저단 사례게 삼다이나 그 실로가 찌들로 아니 진들 리디지게나 그 살로로 왔어. 다디 감 펜펜지 삼당 거드가 또 진들체 마게네 용함이도 왔어.
So if we this 37 practice, if we just wish to complete, right, we just do it for completions, to complete the text. We can do easily read and explain a little bit, but over here we need to know the we need to know proper, so that's why we are giving so lots of explanation and so on.
감 펜펜지 와라 네 베자라로 삼당 직제고 거래 결혼송은에나 디 닐랍샤교데 에 추나도르 유바나신지 마인 바제네 셈나냐 야니안도 삼당 애니 좀좀베 톱기기나 덴덴 펭그레스 때마다 가버레스 저 니가네 구거레스.
So if you wish to have, when we through studied of this text, right, if you wish to have need, I mean the text study of text need want you to help yourself. So you need to just like Geshe-la itself is doing like preparations for reading text and making preparation to how to teach and so on. Not only that, you also need to have by yourself. You have to do just like thinking on that one, what you teach and what you have to make more efforts towards. Then it's help yourself.
람림 고코나 텐자 게베싱이 생이 텐제 로미 생이즈데 게베싱이나 생이요레 로마라 생이요레스.
So in the beginning of the path of liberations in Jetsongaba, so in the beginning they talk about the definitions of the teachers and also the definition of the students.
결혼도 참고해도 숨마디요 말nga 참고해도 저도 말함 geb기를 주요래.
So just like for the student there are only 3 qualities needed, and for him the teacher needed to have 10 qualities. So for himself he had to do prayers and to
빼가버려. 근데 나같이 사나 빼야버려. 때마다 가버려.
so
보시나?
so in if you talk realities, right, in truly if you have 1 qualities, there is more enough, right? So it's to need to have all 10 is very difficult to have in.
다 여름부터 sonre지 마도 다 전부리는 공부 차그래. 주주된지 그게 생인지 딱 오늘 공부래.
So the person who have 10 qualities, this kind of 10 qualities, might be Dalai Lama only have this kind of 10 qualities, but other teachers are very difficult to have in the world.
어다 두스레. 아니 다 때나니 로마레 윤덴 라발라레. 라미싱이지 윤덴레 라바지고 가래. 다띵이 롱숨지를 갈래기하래. 심부지 오바잖아 지린 처지어레스. 때마다 다 맞은다 개요 말에. 수진 간sam이 야부숨 거래. 다띵이지레. 마다 동이 던지 수도 떠받아 따때 좀 망보여를 때서 나 열라나 마비차그를 마다 때 나 동이 과거나 야부지 캡식네. 아니 간지스 거. 던지 수도 간지스 또 거랬어.
So just like might be I have some quality like might be I will know more than yourself. This is the first kind of quality for the teachers. So like he studied for almost 30 years in the monastic university. So Geshe-la have a little bit more study, education quality than you about the Buddhism. And also just like moralities, the ethics of monks and moralities and so on, that one he have. Then other just like to seeing emptiness through conceptual. So this is very difficult to have. So still he cannot get proper meaning of the emptiness. It's very difficult to get conceptual thought on emptiness. It's like conceptual levels of understanding emptiness.
Oda tindi indugala mangboyare. Oda lomala chusumma yo mara sumde le labore. Lotan den bara namje yunge ngone ton namje yunge ji guware. Nambuchi de namje menna nambuchi she khaborda. E ngone khabore.
So for the student only have three qualities. First is like a mental making
namje yoba.
Namje over here means for
Linging
making your clarification. You know the way of good and bad things. You have ability to, those who have ability to make clear of bad and good actions, that also have that is you have that kind of quality. This is the first one.
Ani ibada zurne base. Nangba inze jengo cheba mayimba. Jengo chena nangba chule jengo chene nangbi shi totugure zene khabore. Lo tanden zurne ba cheba chetungenji gugare.
So second is like your mental should be not falling down. Just like your mind should be you can ability to analyze all things. Not only you if you say I'm Buddhism, only that one. You don't have attachments to what being you are Buddhist. You don't need to have this one, but you have to, your mind needed to have a free mind to all knowledge, and you can analyze which is better or worse. So
대강은 땡이려 가지고 가래. 땡이면은 디리요 상인 젠루기나 팽거 말해. 윤때 땡이르지 가래. 대숨도 개침 버려.
So the third one is like you have interest in study. So if you have interest, you needed to have interest. If you come one day, then no come, then it's no use to be studies. So that's why you have interest of studies.
땡이면은 칼라 조제간라잖아. 칼라 카는 줄도 용문도 왔어. 땡이를 뺏게지 버렸어. 신 텔리 칼카가 그랬어.
So just like for interest is you need interest on the everything. Just like when you have food on the table, you need to have eat. You need when you want to eat the food itself will never come. You have to interest to eat. Interest is really needed. So for the study is more needed than the food.
낭비치디 생리바 양 다바 남주 인데건주 낭비치디 생기 생리즈레스요데 오니 규정이어레스.
So those scientists who really thinks who are real and who have minds of making clearing, so they feel that the Buddhism is the mind science.
어다 두스레 다 당원이 진이그 초주데 예 양교르지 람나스로와 튠비윤나네 발라브레 당보디
So
튠비윤나네 발라게레스.
So now here talking about the cause of samadhi or the meditation concentration. So the first is like dwelling in the conducive place.
다 튠비윤나네 바스데 소알라일 간지 진이두야 네디 사장마 추장마 룽장마 초안예 조조 어다 던지지 구와래.
So the places should be like that, the clean, the ground or the whatever air environment, and also the air, and also needed to have a water, clean waters and so on, and also needed to have just like when you for foods and everything, you need to it's easy to get for yourself.
아니 사디 아니 점된데다야 기부담하게 징길랍 때마이나 랑게 개외신이 징길랍 두수래 다 가서디 뭐니 야부차요레스로와 야와 땡기다 본디 배 아니 배 디나라주 버기치로라주 오네 진기라버래 다텔라 가서 단 점불인 디나라 배 가르치나 따라야 기능에서래 시부자 좀 친바래
So that
이 겨울 무척 가서 인계부 중은 따가랑 가서 진기랍대가 그랬어
so the place or the area should be conducive. A place over here means for just like blessed by Buddhas or the scholars, or even you can blessed by some your teachers and so on. So over here right now we have very blessed by Dalai Lama. He came over here and he very enjoys over here. Just not only inside the temple, also he went out and so on. So it was totally blessed. So in this situation we get blessed from Dalai Lama is very good for us.
어다 두스레스 다 니바든 너바충 아스 다 좋아 너바 전부이나 아니 베 가서 지된 베 자자 된데랑 고걸 손에 아니 베 정음 영왕도 손에 뒤속한가 뛴다는 거 수라도 거와 곧 남제더니 알아라 소알 딱 이마다 들리 태바 매가지니 너바충 중제와데 개점버렸어.
So second one is having few ones. Okay, over here talking about what you needed, just like you have to make it as you need it. You don't need to put more. If you get more and more, then you feel more attachments toward and so on. Then you will go towards the attachments toward the samsaric activities and so on. So you need to have less things that which you needed to have.
너바 춘주전에 야보여래서 와. 너바 첨버지 지니니니 수미니 되니 양결 밖에 시로를 실라고도 왔어. 그래서 강아지도 왔어. 너바 첨버지나?
So if you have very greedy or whatever, just like you need much and much. So it's like you buy 1, 2, 3, then you need to hire a storage room.
되니 물안에 젤라레스 담아대.
So finally it's become food for the incense or gems and so on.
어떤 너바 춤을 찍어야 돼? 좀 된데기 진이 두야기 답에 책임난이 지자거래. 초세 봤을 때 소소에는 배 튀긴 매낭아서 추고 말해. 튀긴 다 튀긴 매남이제 뉴르더라. 얘네미제 불른 손제지. 지지 최긴 것은 로아데. 정은 니소만 베케임비 왜니지리 치fon장아서 군다는 뭐지 대수래. 오늘 초시 제거다 빼 개침버리. 어다는 리줄 당소 요지만 가서 킨도에니요 말에 대박이네 가르쳐버려. 너미도 와. 초시 빼 개침버리. 숨바데 초시리.
So the third is being content, right? So we need to have just like things as we need. We have to keep whatever we need it. We don't need to keep much, and finally we cannot bring. If you pass away, if you dead, we cannot bring it back to the next life. So we have to. Our mind should be think about what we need it. If we don't need, we don't need to keep. So if you cannot bring it in future time, right? Next life. So we need to have being content.
와다 자원만 민들지 봐. 와다 20바데들. 자원만 민들지 봐. 자원 딱 그거면 내게 뒤인다에게 내가 대시를 지기가 말해 라브래.
So
나 이진이 왠지나.
So the fourth one is like complete abandoning the many demands of the society. So just like you have lots of activities and so on. So if the activities are not necessarily needed, you have to avoid. You don't need to do these things and so on. So put more action towards your concentrations.
어다다 지바데 술림 다바스 다 술림 시디가랑 알아서 gemdo 좀 박해리나 아니 자와지 대가라니 배 창대지 수수 켈레이나 이게들이 나와다 이 오늘 자와지데 순과리도 율기 팀그 전에 공갈와차고 그래 그 시대 들리 니미들 다 때문에 수행이나 네 손남랍 전부시 사고 왔대 펜도도 갔어 와 아주 미세는 종가죽으로 와 이 종간 라타지 종간 일이 팀나서네 미미세도 순구다 들리 니미들도 수행이나 손남사기로 와 펜도로 와 어떨 때가 나진 소치바 마지막으로 벨레바 연바 구멍고알서바 같다가 집지 그냥 작으러 왔어 와
So the fifth one is having a pure ethics or moralities. So just like if you take a vows of refuge or whatever you have, just like these are vows of the refuge as like mainly four, and just like stealing, killing, sexual misconduct, and so on, and also including the avoid of alcoholics. So just like if you the men four are just like you, whether you take vows or you didn't take vows, you have to keep away from them. These are you have to stay in the country rule. You are not allowed to kill others and so on. So whether you take vows or no vows, you didn't take a vows, but you have to. You cannot kill others and so on. So instead of that, if you take vows, if you look about the faults of what killings and so on, and you take a vows, then it's much better than just like you didn't take vows, but you have to stay away from there.
아니 두발에 더발어서 남도 망부방 왔다 남도 라미라 셈라 차주기어 말아 어떻게 쓴 거래
So the sixth one is completely conceptual thoughts, such as desire, right? So we don't need to have too much desire to earn, or you don't need to think about too much about things.
어떻게 남도 라미라 끼베이나 되게 애니베 진이 두발라 게지 거래 뱅겨 말해 남도 가수 진용이잖아 셈 때문이라 튀긴 쪼슨 그거 그런 거
So if you have lots of thought or conceptual thinking, whatever you have, if you have this kind of lots of conceptual thinkings, or then it will not help to your concentrations. It will harm to your concentration.
아니 동일이나 남들라잖아 로다 니마 숨지 로야도 쓰와 니 뒤디지 간 따가서 subject 랍 거레스
So if you wish or if you're willing to study, then you can study the text Liberation on palm of your hand.
어디 진에 갑도 거나 진에 소스데 줄도요 어따다가 로단테니 뱀보용 그레스
So you can read over there. There's a special outline for this, so you can rarely read there. You can read for 3-4 days.
어디 드린 진에 소데 도스레 아니 네가 자나스로와 아니 그런 지도와당은 지도와당스
So this is the cause of the concentration or samadhi. So today we finish over here, and if you have questions, you can ask.
하다 제마다 가서 네 로야라고 말해서 발전 가서 셈내 구대서 하다 찡이지 비나 개현민도스.
So next week, might be we are unable to read this text, but we go through the diagram over there. We might be able to take 1-2 weeks more, whatever. So we will take times to proper understanding of yourself for you.
진고기 개발하고 해서 뺀 미스밖에 전부레스 와. 된디나 살보여레스. 엔 텐시 텐다는 디나 살보여레스. 꾸치로로지스.
So it's very necessary to understand the difference between the dullness or laxity and the excitement. So, and also just like why we need mindfulness and so on are most indicated in the books. The liberation on your palm palm of your hand. So you can read from there properly. So you have to read the text, the book.
부드서 뎁뎁 semba 나보여레스. 파말탐 술 사라지고 말때 곧 나보여레스.
So the book is very, how to say? Dense? I don't know. Dense. So it's very, extensive. I don't know.
No,
extensive. It's like, it's like a bad things. It's like a very bad.
Yeah.
Because if you don't look the book, he will not look for you. So you have to look.
Bad heart, book is. Really, book is a human being, then book is a bad heart. The book never or watch, then tell everything no. Never watch, they're never watching we. They're kind of bad.
These 10 qualities, I have them in today's lesson for the study group. I'll put them on the Facebook, then people can see.
어때 야버 레스와. 상하기 지금은 중이슈 된 거고 아래. 때문에 겨울 뭐지 승도. 오늘 이게나 이게 간지 미질라면 좀 시간지 뭐 내버도 보고. 기지 당보대.
So this is very good. Just like if you put in a Facebook, and everybody knows, right? It's very good for you. And also, just like if you are tantric teachers, then you need 20 qualities and so on. So whatever the minimum you needed is, you are not lying. Lying over here means that if you don't have qualities, such like you are not Bodhisattva, you are not Bodhisattva, you don't have a Bodhisattva, you don't realize emptiness. But some says, I realize emptiness, I am Bodhisattva, and so on. This is minimum you need to have. You avoid this one. The quality should.
좀 된데라 또 버지요래. 디나 송요래. 다른 생긴 두면 그냥 기용한 바 양도 돼. 양도 돼. 소래. 다른 생긴 두면 그냥 기용한 바 양도 돼.
기용한 바 양도 돼. 양달지.
기용망보다 배. 내가 손을 롱주 그래.
So in Gungdan Temple there's a text prayers for Buddha. He's talking about the how to prayers to Buddha. I don't know how to say.
Wish for Buddha.
Wishing, like making offerings for Buddhas or whatever. So in this text, he says about the bad teachers will bring many people to the hell realms and so on. Okay.
In liberation in the palm of your hand, when they're describing the places that are conducive for calm abiding, it also says that the student's samaya has to be pure and that the students cannot fight. Like there was a quote in there that says if there is a place where there is a schism in the Sangha or if students were fighting, then no one can attain realizations for 12 years. And what I'm wondering is, were there traditionally practices where the students can restore, like together to sort of make that place, to make the energy go up again? Or is it a thing where once it happens, then that area is like no longer fit for meditation?
But suggest Martin said, I was in a twice and a carriage. What?
생원을 좀 더 내순균이 그거 말했어. 세상 아주 간지 직 덤지 먼tum바 중에나 또바케래 시분 너거래. 가서 그때 시분 너거래. 균이야 보여 말해.
나는 그 들어온다. 사자코나
겨 이로 또바미 해자 그래.
So
이 덤바레스 Kana labda dembares.
Yeah, that is true.
Tati
Just like
dembare de ngaro chu ti zuba miyo ida ngachu 랭겐을 맞더디 좀 전에 숭샤들 뒤집게 팬다고 말해. 세바 지금 하고 왔으면 게 팬다고 말했어.
so
냠는 저거. 대서 냠네. tumbo 중나. 근딘 툼바시기도 어디나라. 여기 초코라나. tum비 있는 애 봐서야 돼. tum바시가 돼. 뭐 tum바 중나 고키 인산 tum보 우아를 쓴 거야.
so whatever, just like if you don't have proper samaya, or how in English I don't know, it's called
아이.
vows. I don't know how to say it properly in English words. Some say promise or whatever. Just like it's in Sanskrit it's called samaya. So if you don't have a proper samaya with your teachers and so on, just like, and also you don't have this kind, you don't proper keep the samaya, and you overcome from the samaya, you do the really don't care about the samaya and so on, then you will never have cultivate your knowledge and so on. That is true. So for that we have to keep proper samayas with the teacher and so on. Also the place, also whatever the place should be keep, need it very good for practice meditation. We need to have proper place and so on.
If it's broken, how do the students and the teacher restore to heal that area?
You're talking about area.
If the
Samaya.
samaya is
Mm.
damaged or
Okay.
or if there's a fight, what are there practices that are done to restore the community, to restore that area?
담진이 받는 중에 내려와.
다들아이
랑가르스.
에 바탐지 도지 곰데제 존에 텐데 여대 여르데 텔레 에 당분이 담지 마장하데 마존에 야가레스 이 가르자 담자게 빨리 튜발레 아니 데 담자나 마존에 야그레스 손가레스
So
여대 여르
there's a if you have you not keep samaya properly, so there's a text that to make confess and so on. There's a practice, you do have practice to that one. But if you keep your samaya properly before beginning, then you don't need to waste your time to wash and just like it's like if you don't put your things in the mud, then you don't need to wash it properly. So that's like you don't put the things in mud, then it's much better than the put in mud and you're washing.
어디 양 두수여 당분이 담지 되네 마시 보고니 제바대당 시보고 진 걸래 양 쳐버려 버리스
So there's a difference between, just like from the beginning you don't know the samaya properly. Then the second is you know the samaya properly. Then if you these two are, if you are doing actions, one is you know and one you don't know. These two are different. 담지 도지 대봐. 담지 도지 대봐.
담지 도질 대봐
Purifications of
이게
samaya.
사는
That's
거네
one.
누가 샤반도는 누군 거
So you can also have many confess prayers.
님부터 지고네 샤담제요 람다요 때도 망보여
There's a different kinds of way to confess and so on.
And that also has the effect of restoring the area so that realizations can come. Does that the area where the people are dwelling, that also fixes it so that the realizations can come? Is that correct?
What do you say? I didn't understand.
He's talking about the environment.
Environment.
The
Okay.
environment, the land.
사자
The
되면.
land, the grass.
저는 사자 코란도. 사자 마 중사기 사자다. 사자 코란 상마서야 그래.
사실 상마서라 탑란 망보여 레스와 덴디 디치디 제여레 서주 분바투야레 탑란 나 망보여레
So also there's a lot of way to
여레스
purify the place and so on. There's like tantric the way of doing, just like we say vast prayers and so on.
여대 열에서 때리 먼저 학공인지기 제동아도 학과데 디제데 대가라니 담시 미용에기 텐데 중에 미용에기 탑람 제과데 개체레스.
So there's a lot of kinds things to make confess and so on, but for those who knows, right, you have to, from the beginning you have to keep properly.
아티와예.
Any question?
티와이나 티와타나 야가레스로와.
So if you have any questions you can ask. It's much better than not asking questions. Any question? No.
계속 가 시사르스.
So you all are well known or you are unknown. There's a, in general we say in our debate there we say two kinds of things. If you have no questions, one way is you know all properly. Either ways you don't nothing. So which is your one?
또 카레나 하고 문제잖아.
So we don't know which one is your one.
I have a question.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed into asking a question.
No. There's no need.
Yeah, I know.
Go far away.
Something I struggle with is for Shine to develop that one-pointed concentration in meditation. One of the requirements of completely abandoning the needs of society, okay? As householders, we can't do that. We have many pressures on our lives. We have jobs, we have families to take care of. What is Geshe-la's advice in reaching a balance between those activities, and are we hopeless? Can we?
Can do hours.
Fabulous question.
2 hours. But 신이 튕겨 나와. 단다 디지털. 네. 단다 the society 김상기디 지당 매워시 거라 어딜라 건설라 김승모라 어디 셰도 다 이퀄라이즈 제 가르쳐 주었어. 이제 창임서야라지.
창임서야 돼.
신이라고 고매요 와라양 나다 다경제요.
이 소소 뒤설 단진체 거래스로와. 뒤설 단진체 아니 뒤설 신데 소소 단진체나 뒤설 매 여마르제 카티세 기니 여마레.
So
균도 콤밭 직 미남제지 깡게이나다 당보주고 군롱체 시고게 제모레. 램사 미 가체다 아니 직 잠바니제 아니 생게 텐데 미남 깡제 아니 군롱도 야고 지체 아니 디니다 소소카르마 주스 정아서 가서이나 디 미남 살아용 그래 주 정아지 뒤서 통동 저도스데 아니 삼로 야부터 디 semlan divon 그래 뒤서 통동도 양양도 거 까라를 제나 야버래 있으러와 아니 딱 뒤서 당보는 거지지 아니 미남대 따따지 말래 티 남베 칼란 쇼르소나 티 야버요 말해 텔리카 아니 아메리카 세 오마레 여름지 뭐시바지 때 신의 야부tum 되긴지 아메리카 미크랑 여서디 여름 중도 티 아메리카 야라티세 균두고 말았어 랑금 베즈레스
So the thing is, you have to manage your time. So just like no, you can manage your when you just like when you wake up in the early morning. So you have good motivations towards whatever you have.
Which is when
Yeah. Altruistic intentions, just like bodhicitta minds, whatever you have culture, and just like you have to do practice. From the beginning, you have to do short period and more time. So first you plan for a long time, around 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then you become dull, lazy. Then it will make you more not to do actions like practice and so on, because if you do, you start become dullness and so on. Dullness. So you do short period of practice, then more time. So just like you cannot blame on the American environment, because in American there's a one person who, the friends of Dalai Lama, he already can stay for 4 hours meditations. So you cannot blame on America and so on. So it's on your management of time and so on.
어때 군나라 이제 니지요래 베지요래 매 전부지 땅나 아니 신내인 게 봐서 아니 매 맹의 슈주모지는 매대 줘야라고 말이지 매대 춘춘지다니 신 저기저기 내비 객객이 아니 매 쿠뇽보시 라난데 좀보체 니베 사정님 보진데 용거래 어때 나신지는 아주 지내 공대나 미남데 따보 가르치 공부해나 일대 살짝 용엔지 살찐 땅이 말이 용엔지 누스지네 뒤서 통통지 양내용도 공부해야 개체를 수순 거래지
So
상이 레그리스 그래서 tra데
so there's one example of from Gungdang Tempe Drame. He say, if you make a fire, if you make a big fire, then you need to put all the woods to make fire together. Then the time of keeping warm is less. You don't have a proper. It cannot give hot.
사다는 수준 내 두고 말아.
So and also if it's too much hot, then you cannot stay in the room temperature and so on. Environment just like near. So if you put a small fire, then you put the firewoods. If finished by one finishing, then it will last for longer, and also it will keep the warm yourself properly. Like that. So just like you have to, from the beginning, you have to keep the mind short time, more short periods of meditation and more time. So again and again you do short period of meditation, just like 5 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, more and more.
아니 균도 랑게스는 슈다던 거래서 와. 아니 냐갈라갈라 양교 딱이 니마 가르친도 저거 펜바타나 진지 제누고 민도 슈다지 땅. 아니 로야 바밥 두 신이 얘기나 디갈 뒤기 사이어. 디네 아니 두 신이 얘기나 아니 니람 마투야다. 된델람 펜보여래. 아니 수술라 내딩이 미진야 펜보여래. 그래서 뭐네 윤디지 제기나 아니 수술 두스 집에나 수수 야르루로 펜보레스 어떤 숫자가 그랬지 다음에 두스레스
So when you are going to sleep, right? So you have to analyze what you did in actions in the daytime, and you have to also analyze. You have to think when you motivated in the morning, right? What you did actions, it's related to what you motivate or not. You have to analyze on these things, and also when you first you have to motivate, and you have to think, analyze on one action you did and so on. Then when you sleep, you have to sleep like put your hand and put your one hand on this leg side, because over here he says that there's a demon places over here, whatever. So you have to sleep like this. Then if you do daily, day by days, and if you keep become more happiest and so on.
어때 야보지였나 뭐하지 이게 자와서 소자랑 원한다 아니 사기기 템바 예했던다고 한다 랑글람이 구질 여름 시즌이 자벨라만 구제 템베체도 뭐한다 이 뭐하지 무슨 가르치네 개발이야 말이 어때 뭐하지 아니 그시 달마디버디 텐디주에나 데니 소소소 인디지 아니 양 이가 니스자지다지 텐디치린장 이게 예반되면 홍반자사동 대에네 배도시 세베 거기 미남 살때베 거네 텐디진 등기나 아니 양 펠카가야던 텐디라 개발이요 어떻게서 누스치기나 뒤층이 집지된 거나서 왜 철로 두고 왔대 뺀다래 니로디가라 아니 kulon zambu kan yang ni chulo ina de ni de ga wen ol yure yore 제가 남비치 세미상이 제 인사 그 semge kulon tane 그 니대야 외발 유래요.
So there's like when you analyzing, right? When you sleep analyzing, then if you have did good actions, virtue things, then you can dedicate your virtues towards the everlasting of Buddha teachings, or for your teachers, or Dalai Lamas, or whatever. You can dedicate to all sentient beings, or whatever. You can dedicate your virtues things toward them. Then if you cultivate, or if you did an unwholesome deeds or the bad actions, then you can also do confess. You can just like recite 100 syllables, and if for 21 times, but you don't need to read all the 100 syllables. You can read also Om Benza Sadhu, Benza Sadhu, Om Benza Sadhu. So this is a short form of 100 syllables. So this is easy to say, just like Om Benza Sadhu. So you can easy to say. This will come easily to your mouth. So otherwise the long one is very difficult. So you can say easily. So you cannot blame on that one. So you can recite.
So 100 syllables, oh my God.
21 times. Yeah.
Does the attainment of bodhicitta come only after the attainment of shine, or can someone reach bodhicitta in their mind stream before attaining calm abiding?
Shineshiro. Shinelana janjusemana kadelana. Shinedi janjusemderawa. Shinegi jesuke wore yongore yamani So there's a non-Buddhist school who have samadhi, who have a mind of concentration, who already get, but they don't have a bodhicitta mind. So this is the difference.
Kari rave kurve shinkamde tenda deva malin chere jiwan tenzin gyato jabe side bato tengyo te jambal pawe chitra kamba kondo zambo teda kunje jezo dalo che dewa deda damje rabdungo tizum jabe kyawa tam Ngo kanla chodo nga pa tang da jen kebe tsawan di zambu jo je rabdo ngo wara ki